Hello, welcome to another very interesting class. Our topic today is virtual pets. This is a mini project on the Code Studio and it is a plugged activity. So, in this set of puzzles, you are going to create an interactive pet using events, behaviors, and custom art. We are going to be working on the Sprite Lab environment. Remember, Sprite Lab is a Blockly programming environment where you can create interactive projects. So in this lesson, you are going to create your own pets. Sounds interesting, right? Before we jump right into the lesson, let's revisit these terms used in programming. The first term is events. Do you still remember the meaning of events? Event is an action that causes something to happen. We use event when programming. So event is used in programming. And the second term is behavior. Behavior is an action that a sprite performs continuously until it is told to stop. I believe you know what a sprite is, right? The sprite is the character in your puzzle. So behavior is an action that a sprite performs continuously until it's told to stop. So this means that when a sprite begins a behavior, you are telling the computer to run that set of actions on the sprite over and over until the behavior stops. Behaviors can be added to and removed from sprites using sprite begins, sprite stops, and stops everything. So, we are going to review some of the blocks you're going to come across in this set of puzzles. You are going to see the behavior block. The behavior block. So when you click on the behavior block, you're going to see these options inside, which allows you to name the behavior and also choose what the behavior is supposed to do. The make a new sprite block is another example of blocks you're going to come across in this set of puzzles. The make a new sprite block is used to make a new character or a new sprite. Can you see the block? It is showing on the screen and it is called the make a new sprite block. We also have the change costume block. The change costume block changes the costume of a sprite or group of sprites. This block can make a sprite look different without changing its location or properties. Another example is the location block. The location block controls where the sprite will appear on the display. So after you make a new sprite, you are also to choose the location where you want the sprite to appear on the screen. Another example is a set size block. Can you guess what this block is used for? The set size block is used to change the size of your sprites. So if you want to change the size of your sprite, you make use of the set size block. If you want it to be bigger or smaller, you make use of this block. We have now reviewed some of the blocks you're going to see while programming on the Code Studio. Now it's time to head over to the Code Studio. Let's create our pets.
This is code.org, and we have a virtual pet. Whoa, check out this cool pet. Do this. Play with the virtual pet, read the code to see how it works. What happens when the pet touches other sprites? What happens when you click the pet? Run the code and play with the pet. Click OK when you're done. Let's real quick take a peek at our code. Oh, it's teeny. Great. All right, so when I click run the background, yep, and we make this sprite, yep, and we make a bowl of food and a ball. Now we set all the size 100, 150, and then what should happen? Well, this bowl should be draggable, begins being dragged. Huh. And Sprite is also draggable. So can we... Oh! So once I click run, I'm able to drag these. Now let's see. When dog touches bowl... Can I control the dog? No, but I can touch the bowl. Oh! Wow. What happens? A sound is played. You can't hear that sound. But the dog also gets larger. Now let's see. When the... Because these are separate events, right? This stuff, everything when run, goes immediately. Then when these occur, these will happen. So when the dog touches the ball, stops everything. Sprite begins spinning. Ooh, yeah. Cool. When the dog is clicked, stops everything and points north. Click. Oh, that's cool. So all these events. I can't wait to see what we're going to do with all this. Onward. Now it's your turn. Yeah. Create your own virtual pet. Let's start by making sprites for your pet and food. Do this optional. Click the costumes tab to add a new costume to your project. Oh, look, way up here. All right, and my students, you want to do this optional. Costumes tab. They hide it up there. Oh, look at all of our options. Ooh. All right, but I want something new. So I'm going to new costume. Click. Woo! This is so much stuff. They didn't use to... Oh, that's happening. 100% that dude. Cute. Okay, got a new costume. All right. Make 2 sprites with different costumes. Okay, and this is going to be saved, so we're going to want to do a good job. Choose different locations. Change the size of your sprites. Okay, so let me do less here. Now, what do we got to do? Well, we have this background. Feel free to change that if you want. Sprites. Make a new sprite. So click. I will drop that here because that's what we're going to want to do first. First, we want to make our sprites before we change their size, because otherwise it will give us an error. So this first one is definitely this thing. Oh, there we go. It's too zoomed in. Boom. Cool. I'm going to zoom in again because it's easier to read. So now I got one. I'm going to pick where we're located. Sure, right there. Now I'm going to make another sprite, right? So first, boom, boom. And now I'll use, the line. All right, and I'm going to move my line over here maybe. Let's start by I'm supposed to do food. Just kidding. That guy's not going to eat a lion. He's going to eat a fish-a-poo. All right, fish. And fish can be there. Now I need to change their size. So sprite and set. Change the size of your sprites with set size. So we don't want to use change, we want to use set. Now, I want to show you something. Sprites. And I'm going to grab 2 of these right away. Set size. Now, let's say I want my... Oh, he's up there. It's going to get annoying. This guy to be 125. I'm going to make him even bigger. Why not? And then I'm going to make this food. Notice I have to change this because we don't have a dog. This isn't going to do anything, right? I want to make the fish. Well, let's make it 75, right? So, boom. Okay. Now, this is going to work. However, if I drag this up and say I put both their sizes here, well, the fish no longer works. What if I were to put their sizes first? I'm like, I know I need to change their size. Neither of these work. We have to ask our sprite to be made first, right? Make this guy, put him here. Make that, put him here. Then we change the size. Let's give this a try. Fancy. Onward. Next, let's make it so that the user can move the food to your pet with being dragged behavior. Cool. Do this. Add a sprite begins block to your code. Select your sprite's food costume. Okay. So... find the being dragged behavior, add it, press run. You should now be able to, yep, all right, so let's do less. Now, so right down here, I need to find a behavior, obviously. Behavior, and yep, sprite begins. Now make sure we don't just lay it out over here. It's not going to do anything. I have to click. Now, I don't have a dog sprite, right? I have this is going to be my food. I chose a fishy. Now, once again, guys, make sure you don't just throw this up here, because first we have to make the sprite. It's not going to know what we're talking about if we ask it to move the sprite or give a sprite a behavior first. Code runs in order, right? Set the background, then make it, then make it. Now down here, we could start doing stuff. And the event is, the behavior being dragged. Boom. Cool. That's looking good to me. Let's give it a shot. Yep, and yep. Ooh, fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Onward. Now, let's use a new when touching event block to make your pet grow when it eats. Yeah. So, an event, guys. We're going to use an event. Now, keep in mind, events run. Well, I can read drag out the when touching block, select your two sprites. Use change size block when below this event to make your pet grow. Optional challenge, and we'll do that. Play a sound. Okay. So, when I hit run, all of this code happens. I should go ahead and pick a background, I guess. Alright, when I hit run, all of this code's going to start. Now, we are going to use an event. And when blank touches blank. Cool, that's what we're going to need. This code does not run automatically. That's why you can't click it into something. It has to have an event occur. So when dog, well, I don't have a dog, this isn't going to do anything. When my fish, so we can move the fish. Either way, this would work. I could say when my monster touches my fish, or vice versa. So I'll do fish, since we're dragging that, touches my character here. So when it touches them, we need and do we need to keep? Change the size to make your pet grow. So we don't want to just change your size once. So sprites, change size, right? If I do set size only happens once, right? So we'll set it to 50, and then it's not going to do anything anymore, because it will still run. It will still run, right? But, watch, boom, 50 now. But if I do it again, it can't be set to 50 again. It's still working, so we need change. So get rid of that sprite. Change size by. I gotta pick mine. And I don't have a dog. I have a monster. So change size by, boom. Now I hit run. Grab my fish. Joop, joop. Awesome.
So now we've come to the end of this very interesting class. Now head over to the Code Studio and complete your puzzles. See you in my next class. Bye.